In today's video, let's talk about Claude free version versus the paid version. So I just got a little table here. So we'll start off with the different features, right? So the usage limits. So with the free version, you get 30 messages per day, and with the pay version, you get a lot more. To be honest, this is one of the most important things here because, when I'm using Claude, it just seems to time out and time out. It's like, oh, it's only if you use it a lot now. If you use it a lot and going back and forth between Claude a lot, then you do run out of credits. And to be honest, that's one of the main reasons I'm thinking about upgrading. When I'm thinking about whether to upgrade or not, I think about how often I use the tool. And to be honest, I use a little bit of ChatGPT, a little bit of Claude, a little bit of Perplexity. Everything is like coming into my workflow all the time. So I just need to decide which one is worth my money. So in my case, I just have a subscription to ChatGPT at the moment, but I'm kind of like thinking, oh, maybe Claude, maybe Perplexity, which would be better for me. But in your case, it might be different. Just think about how often you're using these tools every single day. In this case, I use a lot of Claude actually, and I'm starting to, get sick of running out of free messages. If it's worth the money, then it's $20 a month. It's not a crazy amount of money to spend, and then I get to use Claude as much as I want. Another thing to think about is the features, right? And the access. Well, the access is what we talked about before, but the different features is really, really important, right? So this is why I subscribe to ChatGPT and pay for it, is for all the different features, right? So Claude actually came out with this computer use for automating operations. This is really unique and innovative in my opinion. So it can actually take control of your mouse and do things. So in this demonstration, the person is actually just giving a prompt here, and Claude is going to go out and use the internet, right, and actually fill in this information by itself. So it's just a crazy world we can live in now, where we can actually give a prompt, right, and we can actually let the AI, it's kind of the first evolution of AI agents, right, where the AI will just go out and start clicking around and doing stuff for us. So I know you can't really see this here, but I urge you to watch this video, Claude computer use for automating operations. So another really good feature is the projects, right? So when you have projects, right, you can use this for, advanced workflows. Really, that's what it's all about. So this is what it looks like here when you create a project, right? So basically, you want to use this when you have a lot of documentation, right? So if you work for a company or something, always check the privacy, obviously, of whether you're allowed to do this or not. But if you have, let's say, in this case, they're doing an onboarding, right? So, you might need new staff, might need a certain, they need to know about the company, right? They need to know what to do, all of that stuff, their job. So maybe, every time you can just use this as a project to ask questions to your documentation and, say, create a document about this with my documentation in mind already. So that's really, really powerful if you think about it, for companies and all the documentation that they have. One of the great things about this, it also, keeps it, very visible, right? So everybody can see it, right? You can actually share this with your different team members as well. So this is really, really cool for work. So you can see you just added in the knowledge base, right? And then, add in your prompt, and then you can create whatever it is you want. It could be, onboarding manual or an email to send to somebody, or whatever the case may be. You can also think about this for coding, right? If you have a huge big project, right, and you want to keep it well organized, then this is a really important feature in my opinion. Okay, the next thing to think about is priority access, right? So it's similar to the usage, right? The other day, there were so many people using it that I couldn't actually use Claude Sonnet 3.5, which is my favorite model by Claude. So they actually gave me access to Haiku, which is one of the new ones, right? So this is important to think about too. Customization, I don't really know what that is. I got this from Perplexity, right? So some things are not actually all that true, and that's something you should definitely be thinking about when you're using Perplexity. Like it says advertisements here, and may display occasional ads. I've never seen that, so that's just not true. Let's just mark that out here. That's just not true. As far as I can see, I've never seen that before, right? And okay, so we also have access to the API. That's very important, right? If you're developing an app or something like that. And the support and the cost. Okay, this is also not true. It's $20 a month. You can pay month by month. You don't need to pay, all in 1 year. So for me, the most important things are actually this usage limits and the feature and access. So I probably will at some point upgrade to the Pro version, just so I can just use as much as I want. If I want to keep going back and refining something, it could be a piece of content or maybe some code and development, then that would be really, really important to me to actually pay for it. I think it would be worth it then in that case, right? But you really need to think about your own workflows, right? Are you using AI to the maximum of its capability, right? I think a lot of us are kind of just using it, one step, do this little task, and that's kind of amazing. Right, that it can do all these like tasks for us. But I think what we really need to think about are projects in an overall, step-by-step way. And this is where I think it's going to get really cool with, this computer use. So you're going to have to get even better at prompting, right? So you can just say, okay, do this and do that, and it can go out and do all these different things, right? So think about your workflows, right? I'm an expert in SEO, right? So I use a tool called Journalist AI, right? And this tool can just generate everything for me, right? Just by clicking SEO article, right? And then I put in my keyword and then it does all of the steps, right? So this is a good example of the workflows that I'm talking about, right? You need to save time by using either a specific tool that, is perfect for the workflow. I mean, that's what a lot of developers are doing now. They're trying to get workflows done for people so that they can do it as simple as possible, right? And then you can actually, create tons and tons of blog posts, right? And use your expertise to add it, sprinkle in a little bit of magic extra, or create videos like I'm doing now, right? So I could embed this video into my blog post, make it multimedia, all of that. And well, you can actually you can add videos and all that with this tool, right? So I'll show you an example of the article, what it looks like. So by the way, you can get a discount for this if you use the code Connor10, CONOR 10, and you get a 10% discount, right? So this is what I'm talking about. To create a blog post is a workflow, right? You need to think about the keywords and then do, the first paragraph, right? It's like, okay, I want to do this tool. Then you need to research about this tool, right? Then you need to research about this tool. But this, all I did was type in the keyword, right? So 5 best AI tools to make shorts, reels. I thought that was a good keyword, right? So, it does the introduction, the table of contents. Everything here was done, with one click, right? So really important. And you can also send it to your integration, right? So you can just integrate with your website and it will auto-publish to your blog. So really, really cool and important, right? So if you want more information about this tool, just leave a comment down below if you have any questions. And if you want some prompts for Claude AI, then I'll leave a video up above now.